Welcome everyone to this coffee lecture. I will focus on how you transfer your manuscript to a collaborative online SciFlow document today. So for those who are new to SciFlow, just a very short introduction. We are talking about a browser-based online text editor here. It's available for students and scientists. It facilitates the process of writing, citing, editing, and formatting online. It's based in Germany, it's a German company, and we do have an institutional license at the University of Bern. How to access SciFlow? You open this website, and at first, as a first user, you have to register with your UniB email address. And then every time you log in, you simply use the login button that you see here on the right below. SciFlow has many advantages. You see them here. I don't have the time to go into details for all these advantages. That's why I focus on one today, and this is that it allows us to upload existing manuscripts. And why is this important? So just think about how you would use SciFlow. I think there are two major use cases. So either you start writing your manuscript from scratch within SciFlow. So you basically start with 0 and start writing your document online. So you either create your own document or you use a template provided by SciFlow. But what I think is the most common way is that you already come with an existing manuscript and you want to upload it to SciFlow in order to be able to collaborate online. And that's what I'm focusing on here today. Getting started is quite easy. So once you open SciFlow, you will be asked, what will you write today? And you simply select import a manuscript here. In the next stage, you have to decide whether you come with a Word document or a LaTeX manuscript. In case that you have a Word document, a docx indicated here, you are told to follow two major steps before you upload your document, and I'll explain those just in a minute. And in case that you go for a LaTeX manuscript, you will have different technical features and therefore also some different steps you need to consider here. Once you're ready, you simply upload using the upload button. And simply sounds simple, but it still involves some steps, and I'd like to guide you through in a minute. Before uploading, as I mentioned, you have to check your manuscript, meaning that you need to check the structure of your manuscript within, for example, Word. And what you really should focus on is that you have headings in place. You can have 5 levels of headings, 1 to 5. And ideally, you inserted your references using a reference management software plugin, for example, and ideally Zotero. So the credo is coming from Word. If there is a designated function for something in Word, then also SciFlow will recognize it during the upload process. So I'd like to show you how you can do that with a first example. It's a simple paper draft. And I recorded a video on how I did this. And I'll try to start a video right now and guide you through the steps. So at first, I hit Import Manuscript button, and now I go for a Word document. I go and find my document within my device. I select it and open it. I have first notification. Again, it reminds me, have a look at the structure of your headings and use a plugin for your references. And now I'm here at the so-called inventory view. And the reason for the inventory view is that I have the chance to check whether everything is there that should be there. So are all elements contained? And you see it on the right. I have a total of 2 elements, 1 figure and 1 table. And on the left, I see the text, and I can scroll down and check everything. Everything looks fine. I have headings in place, H1 and H2, as you can see here. And this is my table, my figure. Everything looks good. Right, I go next to the next steps. And now I'm guided to the so-called staging editor. And this is Again, a place I get an overview of my structure, and you see here all headings are in place. That's good. And in case I would like to add more headings here, I could do so simply on the left by assigning headings where they need to be in place. So every time I insert, for example, a first level heading, I would also get a new chapter. So now I really want to import. Next stage is importing. And for this, I need to select a template, meaning SciFlow needs to know a bit more about the structure I want to have. And I can select almost whatever journal I want to have here. So it makes sense to use something you will work with later on. And again, you see the structure of your manuscript here on the right. So now I create my document and it's imported to SciFlow, and now I'm really within this SciFlow editor. And this is the place where I can add more adjustments, I can add text, I can really continue to collaborate, to write on my document. What you can see on the bottom left is I was notified that I have a new message from the SciFlow team here. So I can always go to their message button, I can chat with them, and I really get a quick answer. What I see here is the references. So because I use the plugin, I have live references in here. I can format, edit them, and they're added to my personal library within that document. So each document in SciFlow has its own reference library. That's why as collaborators, you can all go back to these references and use them regardless of where you come from or where your references were based at initially. So you see here, I have 4 references in my document. Yes, I can also connect to my personal library, which is also a benefit here. So that was a first impression of how you can upload a simple manuscript draft. Next, I'll show you a more elaborate example. It's a book chapter draft I was once working at, and that's what it looked like at the beginning in Word. So you see on the left, there seems to be some structure, at least there's a heading. But then when I check within Word, it's actually not a real Word heading structure. It's simple text, bold text. And that's what I can change now. So I really apply headings before I do the upload. That's the thing that is recommended to do at first. Within the inventory view, then I can check the elements again. Is everything there that I need? And in this case, everything is fine. So I continue. And now within the staging editor, oh, I see I did not actually add the heading structure as I wanted to. So you see here on the right, there's just H1 and nothing else. So I really need to add more headings, because if you don't do beforehand, you have to do it now. After within the SciFlow editor, it's really hard when you have a long text without any structure to put it in pieces or cut it in pieces again. But here in the staging editor, I can add new headings. And you see now on the right, I have now 3 H1 headings, meaning I have some structure to work with. Within SciFlow, you see how it looks again here. I can now adjust whatever I need to fix and can continue to write on it. You may think or ask yourself, so what if I want to get back to Word? So you're not trapped within SciFlow. That's important to know. So once you want to get back to Word, you can select another template, for example, the standard Word document template. And you can do that beforehand, before you do the import, or of course, anytime later on during working in SciFlow. You use the 3 points that are underlaid here in yellow, and there you have the button Find a Template, and there you select the template and can change your template. So then you export your document, and what you end with is a nicely structured Word document that looks like this, for example. You do not have a title page, and there is no table of content yet. So these 2 things you have to manually add afterwards in Word. You may also have noticed that it's indicated to be a beta version still. even though it's in place for quite some time now, this feature. This is simply because the SciFlow team is still working on that feature, on that upload feature. They plan to have some unnecessary steps removed in the future. They would streamline the process of uploading a little bit more. So they're still working on it. And probably it will remain beta version for some time, simply because also dealing with Word formatting has some issues. And so it needs some time to do these adaptations. In summary, these are my take-home messages for you today. I recommend that you carefully prepare the structure of your manuscript before you start the upload, and always actively use the support function. It helps because the SciFlow team really guides you through your problem and helps you resolve it. You can also ask for journal templates if they do not exist yet, and if you need something specific. That's also part of our license here at University of Bern, so we pay for that service, and you're welcome to use it. And of course, let us know if anything doesn't work as you wish it should work, and also if you like SciFlow and how you like it. There's also online material, videos, and documentation you can access anytime. And after, we will upload these slides to our webpage, so you will also have the live links to access these resources. I thank you for your interest and your attendance.